Welcome to our presentation. My name is Zhang Yuhan. Our topic of interest is the work-life balance, initiatives, and the ways in which they can promote well-being and productivity. We will undertake this presentation as a group, where each member will handle a key aspect of the topic. We identified 5 critical areas of concerns that can help further the understanding of work-life balance, which include aspects such as the importance of work-life balance, the effects of not enjoying work-life balance, and the factors that determine the work-life balance in the workplace. For the purpose of presentation, we will define some key terms that will be heavily used in the presentation. First, we defined the work-life balance as simply a quest for equilibrium in one's life. In other words, people need to show commitment to their work but also manage to create and enjoy time for their personal life. Imagine the old cliche that work with play makes Jack a dull boy. This is a typical example of the need for work-life balance, where people need to have time of their work for family, habits, and personal development. The second aspect I would like to define is productivity. Generally, people confuse productivity with working long hours or working late. However, we defined productivity to mean efficiency, where employees are able to accomplish their tasks in a timely manner while utilizing the least resources. The last definition we would like to consider is employee well-being. For an employee, the state of well-being can be defined as several aspects such as bodily health, career satisfaction, and financial security. Having contextualized the meaning of work-life balance, we considered analyzing its importance in the workplace and to the employees. First, we are convinced that a properly implemented work-life balance benefits employees, genuinely improves the mental and physical health. For instance, imagine how you feel refreshed and rejuvenated whenever you resume classes after a break. Secondly, we would like to contend that when employees enjoy a good work-life balance, the organization experiences increased productivity. This is because employees give their best because they are always in good statement of mind. When people enjoy their work, they become more productive and have job satisfaction. I now like my colleague to continue with the presentation.
Welcome again to our presentation. My name is Zhang Ruofeng. We would like to demonstrate the need for work-life balance in the workplace by exploring the effects of not practicing. In simple statistics, imagine that having a workforce where about 68% of them feel detached from work. I'm sure such an organization can never achieve its goal, as productivity cannot be related. I liken such a workforce to quitting at the same time, overworking in places without considering that need for rest and personal time contributes to burnouts. Again, imagine having a workforce where about 40% of them claim to have burnouts. Generally, as you may know, With burnouts, you cannot effectively concentrate, and as a result, you cannot be productive. I think this happens when organizations may assume that work long hours demonstrate productivity. As we continue with our presentation, we would like you to understand that organizations have different degrees of work-life balance. There are many factors, both organizational and personal, that impact the ability of individuals to enjoy work-life balance. First, from an organizational perspective, we observed that the organizational culture and places impact work-life balance. We have all had our sweet shop, right? There are unconductive work environments where interest of employees is not considered. Those with a work environment is supportive and flexible enough, employees are able to enjoy a better work-life balance. Secondly, we believe that personal factors also impact work-life balance. Generally, it is possible to work in an organization with a supportive culture, but the individual has poor personal time management, which makes them unable to have time for themselves. Secondly, we acknowledge that personal responsibility influence work-life balance. Take the case of women with children and compare it with men.
My name is Huang Xuan, and will take you through defining characteristics of successful work-life balance. First, successful balance is defined by time management, where individuals are able to prioritize their timeline and work schedule to accommodate personal needs. Secondly, a good work-life balance is also characterized by flexibility, where organizations are able to accommodate unexpected changes and effectively respond to urgent needs for personal time. For instance, many organizations encourage remote working and also encourage employees to take both paid and unpaid leave whenever necessary. Moreover, there are cases when companies lack defined boundaries will still receive calls and demand to engage for work even when they have time for their personal needs. There are cases where employees have complained of being distributed with work email even when they are on holiday. We are not going to improve various initiatives and strategies that companies can implement to achieve work-life balance. First, we are convinced that fundamental factor at play is the pressure of an insured work culture. Organizations need to rethink their culture where it encourages flexibility and create a conducive environment for employees to enjoy leave. For instance, offering paid leave encourages work-life balance as compared to unpaid leave. At the same time, the organizational culture needs to encourage open communication where employees can express themselves on issues affecting their ability to be productive or impacting their well-being. And now give way to colleagues to continue with the presentation on work-life initiative that can be implemented by the organization.
Hello guys, my name is Liu Zhongchen, and I will continue with the discussion of work-life initiatives, and the first area of focus will be the well-being initiators organization and facilitate work-life balance among its employees deliberately, supporting their well-being programs and progresses. Imagine how motivated employees and be when their companies cover their game membership costs for progress and support for their mental well-being. Moreover, organizations can also provide or facilitate the training and coaching to our their team to achieve work-life integration. Other work-life initiatives exploring productivity initiatives. We are strongly persuaded that organizations can encourage and facilitate work-life balance by taking productivity on result rather than period work. The goals and objectives need to be linked to result rather than the time of work. This will encourage work flexibility and create focus on the window. You would think that there are instances where employees take late in the office because the manager had set a strict deadline based on a compression take rather than achieving a result. I will let my colleagues handle the final recommendation and offer summary.
I come in the tail end of this presentation. My name is Zhu Tianshi. Our last recommendation is based on organizational communication. We believe that creating a flexible command structure encourages employees to communicate and gain insight into ways they can achieve productivity, while also being mindful of their own well-being. The team can be encouraged to show and communicate. I would like to wrap up this presentation on behalf of my colleague by saying that work-life balance demands effort from the organization and the individual employees in equal measure. The benefits of successful work-life balance are mutual. Organizations increase productivity, while employees achieve better well-being. Thank you.